Okay, if you own one of these in Apple HomePod Mini, there is a whole bunch of new features released today that adds a ton of new functionality. Let me show you what those features are and how to unlock them. So ever since these things were released, there's been a temperature and humidity sensor built into it that they just haven't given us access to up until today. Let me show you how to change that. To access these sensors, you just have to update your HomePod. Go to the Home app, scroll down, find your HomePod, scroll down in your HomePod, and click Update. Really simple. Now you have access to the sensors. You'll see that when you go back to the room that the HomePod's in your Home app, even if you don't have any other smart devices, you'll see that you'll now be able to see the temperature and the humidity of the room. Pretty cool, but let's go over some practical use cases for this. First things first, you'll be able to check the temperature and the humidity of the room from any device that has Siri, including the HomePod itself. So I could say, hey Siri, how hot is it in the living room?
It's 21.9 degrees Celsius in the living room.
So you can just check in. You'd also have the Apple Home widget on your home screen to just have the temperature and the humidity of your home always being displayed on your home screen, so you get to keep tabs on it. Pretty cool. But the big use cases for these sensors are going to be automation. Let me show you how you set that up. So to do these automations, we're going to need other smart devices set up in Apple HomeKit. That could be a light, smart plug, whatever. We're going to click automations down there at the bottom, then click the plus up here and go down and click add automation. We're then going to hit when a sensor detects something. And from there, we're going to scroll down and select our temperature humidity sensors. What we're going to do is we're going to do automation here for when the temperature gets too high, we're going to turn on a fan to cool it down. So we're going to select the temperature sensor that we have here in the living room. We're going to say when the temperature rises above 22 degrees, we're going to turn on a fan. This is a great automation. You could set this up by just having a regular old smart plug and plugging into a fan. I don't have a fan in my living room. I'll use a bathroom fan, for example. Select the bathroom fan, hit next. Then we'll have this automation when temperature rises above 22.5 degrees in the living room, turn on the fan. Just like that, we have a sensor-based automation based on our HomePod. So that's how easy it is to set up a sensor-based automations with your new sensors that you now have in your HomePod. That one is just an example, really easy entry level. All you need is a smart plug, but there's lots of other ways to utilize the sensors. One of my favorites is using the temperature sensor when it gets too hot to close my smart blinds to cool it down a little bit, using the humidity sensor to turn on the bathroom fan when it gets too humid. Lots of different ways you could utilize these and mess around, whether you want to control lights, smart plugs, or any other device you have in your home. Kind of cool to get these two devices added for pretty much free with this new update on Apple. Not very often you get a software update giving you access to hardware. So pretty excited about this one. Let me know how you guys would use this in your house or if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. So I like to automate pretty much everything in my life, as you guys have probably seen with all my smart home stuff, but I found most people don't automate anything they do, and I think it's because they think it's really hard to do or they need to know how to code. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to automate pretty much anything you do on a daily basis. So to show you guys how easy this is, we're going to be using one of my favorite tools in the world called Zapier. They also sponsored this video. Thank you, Zapier. And we're going to be building something most people consider really complicated, a totally automated AI chatbot using no code at all. Let's go. For those who don't know, Zapier is a tool that pretty much turns anything you'd want to ever code or automate into a simple drag and drop experience. They integrate with pretty much every app you could ever imagine, whether that's Slack, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Discord, anything you could think of, and it allows you to drag and drop things and pretty much set up anything you could ever want. So to build our AI chatbot, we're going to be using two integrations that Zapier already has already. We're going to be using VoIP MS, which is a texting and calling software that lets you set up numbers digitally. And we're going to use OpenAI, which is the chatbot chat tool that's going super viral right now. And we're literally just going to drag and drop the fields to build a totally custom chatbot without any coding. Okay, check out how easy this is. All we have to do is select our trigger. So when we get a text message, what we want to do is send it to OpenAI. Again, this is all drag and drop. We get the message from the text. So in this case, I use an example, how big is the universe? So we go from this received text message, send it to OpenAI, and then all I want to do is send a text back to myself saying the response from the OpenAI. And just like that, we are done. That's how easy it is to use Zapier. You just drag and drop and connect all these different apps together to make an automation. Now check us out. All I have to do is text that number that I set up in Zapier. You can ask it anything and it'll go to OpenAI. We'll just ask, are you human? This will then trigger the Zap, send that message to OpenAI, and then reply back with the reply, which should hopefully come in a sec. There you go. No, I'm not human. Just like that, we've built an AI chatbot without any code whatsoever. So that was kind of a ridiculous example, but it just goes to show how easy it is to use Zapier to connect with things you'd otherwise consider complicated, like tying into an AI API and being able to just drag and drop things. I use this all the time between things like Slack, Google Sheets, Gmail, my calendar, my notes, my to-do list. I think you get the idea. With Zapier, you could literally tie all of those things together by just dragging and dropping and do a whole bunch of automations to save you a whole bunch of time. I'll put a link to Zapier in my bio. Take a look through the list of the things that integrate with them and think if you use them. If you do, try to set up an automation to do the things that you do throughout the day, and I'll guarantee you this will save you time. I think I have 45 Zaps up and running actively that run throughout the day to help me automate pretty much anything. The best part is, for the basic features, is it's totally free, so feel free to check it out. Thanks to Zapier for sponsoring this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.